Password security. Most user account vulnerabilities are caused by insecure or easy-to-guess passwords. Insecure passwords are susceptible to a number of password cracking techniques that use dictionary names or even personal information in an attempt to guess the password of a login account. As mentioned, passwords to any system should have a minimum length of between 6 and 8 characters and should contain both uppercase and lowercase letters, as well as numbers and symbols. Any word that can be found in the dictionary should not be used, because password cracking programs can easily find your password by trying every word in the entire dictionary in a short time. Personal information such as birth dates or names of family members and pets should never be used, because anyone who knows your personal information can use this information to try to guess your password. Brute force attacks. The brute force attack is an attempt to break a password or encryption scheme through simple repetition of attempts. A wide variety of utilities, such as LC4 and Cain and Abel, can be used to automate these attacks. These modern hacking utilities can cycle through millions of combinations of letters and numbers to guess a password. The simplest and most efficient way to prevent brute force attacks on user accounts is to set limits on login attempts. For example, if the amount of login attempts is limited to 5, the brute force attack method will have only 5 chances to guess the password before the account is locked and further login attempts are denied. Shoulder surfing. Users must be aware of their environments and the people in their surroundings while entering login names and passwords or accessing sensitive data. An unauthorized person can easily cast a casual glance over the shoulder of an employee who is concentrating on her work and watch her enter login names and passwords. The person who is shoulder surfing can see the keys the employee is typing on her keyboard and can't take note of the login name and password to attempt to access that account at a later time. Other sensitive and confidential data, such as personnel records, can also be gathered surreptitiously, even while other employees are present. An unauthorized person can watch the computer monitor of an unsuspecting employee as such data is accessed or entered. Office workers should examine their surroundings before entering or viewing confidential data. Those working in a private office should be sure that their computer monitor is not easily seen from a distance via the hallway or window. The desk can be oriented to ensure that the computer monitor is always facing the worker and the back of the office. Special privacy monitor screen covers can also block prying eyes. In open office spaces, it is up to the users to ensure that no one is standing behind them or viewing over their shoulders while they are entering and working on sensitive data. Social engineering. Social engineering uses non-technical methods to attempt to gain unauthorized access to a system or network. These attackers use and manipulate people to obtain information. A user can be tricked into bypassing normal security measures to reveal a password or providing personal information that might reveal his password. The malicious hacker acts like a con man who tries to manipulate a person's basic human nature to uncover sensitive information. For example, an unauthorized user might call a legitimate user on the phone, pretend to be from the department, and ask for the user's password to retrieve a file. The user, thinking he knows the person on the other end, might give the unauthorized user the password without authenticating the caller's identity or learning why the information is needed. Or the caller might make small talk with the user and trick him into revealing names of family members or a birth date, so the malicious user can't try out this information as a password to the user's account. Another typical example of this type of security breach occurs when an unauthorized user calls the help desk, asking for a password to be reset. After learning the name of an important manager in the company, the unauthorized user pretends to be this impatient, high-level manager who needs access into his account immediately. The help desk operator, if not trained properly, gives this user a new password, without properly identifying the caller. The attacker can log into the system using the manager's account password. Plenty of other examples of this type of attack could also be mentioned, such as a person posing as a support tech from a company that provides network equipment and questioning a network administrator for IP address information of critical equipment, such as firewalls and routers. The only way to protect against security abuses from social engineering is to educate users, emphasizing the need to follow security procedures at all times, even when dealing with people they know within a company. Users should never write down passwords, never give out their passwords to anyone, always log off their system before leaving it unattended, and never let people without proper security access credentials into a secured area of the workplace. Such procedures must be strictly followed by users and especially network and system administrators, who are often the targets of social engineering techniques because of the access privileges they possess. Phishing email scams. A phishing scam is an email or web security scam that tricks an unsuspecting user into visiting a website or replying to an email with confidential personal information, such as the user's name and address, login and password, and banking or credit card details. Phishing emails often contain logos, messages, and links to what appears to be well-known trusted sites, such as a genuine bank or credit card companies. In reality, if the user clicks a link in the message, she is redirected to the website of the phishing scam operator. Such websites are usually designed to look just like a real bank or credit card site, where the user enters her login and password information and personal details. Unfortunately, the user is unknowingly entering this information into the database of the phishing website operator. This activity is commonly related to identity theft, in which the unauthorized user is able to collect enough personal information about the victim to perform forged credit card and banking transactions using the victim's financial and personal details. To help protect users, many web browsers, email clients, and antivirus software applications can detect behavior that might indicate the presence of a phishing email or website. This is typically accomplished by the software parsing the URL links in a message and comparing them to lists of known phishing websites. User education and awareness again are the most important tools for protecting against phishing attacks. Users must be aware that financial institutions will never ask for personal details, especially bank account numbers and credit card details, in an email. If a suspicious email is received, the user should check the destination of any clickable links within the message to see where they lead. If the destination site is not recognized, it is most likely a phishing attempt.